And welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in on this rainy, cold Tuesday. And Chastity, it's official. 5 pounds is the number. That's how many pounds I gained pre-Thanksgiving to today. I weighed myself 5 pounds of turkey and ham.
Hey, well, that's good.
Yeah, I knew as soon as I went to put my pants on today, oh, man, I showed no discipline over this Thanksgiving holiday. How was yours? Did you have a good one?
It was wonderful. We went to see my dad. His health has been a little down, so this Thanksgiving we were extra thankful for sure to spend some time with him.
A little family time. Well,
absolutely.
Good. Well, I got to tell you this. We, catered that event from Stripling's. The smoked turkey was the absolute best I've ever had in my life.
Was it not delicious? Because actually we did one, Friday, and that's what I was telling Charlie earlier.
Mind-blowing how good it was.
Delicious.
Yeah. Because turkey is typically a little bit dry, right?
Yes.
You always enjoy it. You only eat it once or twice a year. I'm not a big turkey eater.
Delicious.
I'd eat that 5 times a week.
Yep.
That was fantastic.
Over there at Stripling's took care of me last minute. I called, needing a turkey, scrambling.
Oh, and he got you hooked up last minute?
He took care of me last minute. So
they didn't tell you to go pound sand?
Oh, it was so good.
Go slice some boar's head from Publix?
No, he was so helpful.
Wow. Well, good deal. Yeah, fun. Thanksgiving's such a great holiday. I went down to the beach for a few days, decompressed, come back.
Nice.
It's what's funny? It's been an incredibly busy week. So the minute that we finished our show on Wednesday, because that's the last show that we had was Wednesday, almost immediately after that, Chastity, there was that horrific shooting in our nation's capital. Where the 2 guardsmen were ambushed. Just heartbreaking.
Yes.
Young lady Sarah Beckstrom lost her life, and Andrew Wolf is fighting for his life still. So prayers for her family, praying for him that he is able to pull through. They're saying there's some good signs that maybe he moved his toes, gave a thumbs up to a nurse, which is just got to be an inspiration to his family. Hoping that this young man, 24 years old.
Wow.
And Sarah was 20 years old.
God bless him.
Yep.
We will continue our prayers, most definitely.
Well, it's just heartbreaking. They sign up for this to serve our country and to help keep us safe, but no one thinks that you're going to get ambushed on your own soil.
No.
And so this brings up a conversation that is a difficult one because this was an Afghan national. I'm not going to say his name. It's still alleged that he was the shooter. But I guess under Biden's administration, the numbers vary. I've seen numbers anywhere from 80,000 to close to 200,000 Afghan nationals entered our country when when Kabul collapsed, right? And so there was a lot of conversation about, well, we got to bring over the guys that really helped our guys in the military. And I understand some of that because some of these were fighting shoulder to shoulder with our military.
Sure.
But I can't imagine there was a reason to bring over 100,000 people from that country. And so I applaud Trump and what he's doing, where he's saying, hey, we're pumping the brakes on all this, and we're going to get to the bottom of it to be sure that those that are here are mentally sound. Yes. Obviously, this raises a myriad of questions, like how did this guy get a gun? I'm sure he is not eligible to get a gun, so how did he get his hands on a gun?
Sure.
And now they're saying from his family, oh yeah, there's all kinds of red flags. Chastity, that's what we always continue to hear when there's something like this, is somebody knew that something was brewing.
If you know something, say something.
Well, that's it. How many times have we had a school shooting where, oh yeah, no, that kid, he was talking about doing this, that, and in this situation here, the family was like, oh yeah, he's been off his rocker for the past couple of weeks. You got to bring it to the table.
Absolutely.
I mean, and especially in a situation like this where this guy has former military experience, and who knows the propensity of what he could do. And now it's manifested in this god-awful shooting. And I applaud President Trump to get out there and dig deep into who has entered our nation under this program.
That's right.
And the truth is this: if you came here for some of these people came like on a 2-year parole, at some point it's time to go home, right?
Sure.
It's time to go home and return to your country where you're from and work on building it back up.
Right. And not come, here and change our values and ways and then go after our people that protect and serve every day. That
just god awful.
Just sad.
Yeah,
scary.
It is. It is scary. Little story here that I read last week, and I wanted to save it for today, was in Cook County, which is in Chicago. That's the county seat for Chicago, or Chicago is the county seat for Cook County. they have implemented what they called a guaranteed income program. And they did this a few years ago as kind of a test drive to say, hey, what happens if we give free money to people? Well, they love the idea so much, they're now making it permanent. And so what they do is they give $500 a month. I've heard in some cases they give more, but it's $500 a month per person to low to moderate income households. Now check this out. Here's the threshold that they use. If you're 250% of the federal poverty level, so the federal poverty level is around $15,000 a year. So if you make $15,000 a year, that's all your income, all in, you're at the poverty level. So what they're saying is if you make 250% of that, which is now going to be around $37,000 a year-ish, somewhere in that ballpark, you qualify for free money. And once again, these leftist liberal policies that are designed to get people to become dependent upon the government and neuter your desire to work and contribute, this is garbage. Just absolutely mind-blowing on so many facets. The first one is, well, they said, we did a survey and 75% of the recipients said they felt more financially secure. Duh. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, free money.
Free money? Yeah. And only 75%? What are the 25%? And then 94% says we use the funds to handle financial emergencies, and many noted improved mental health and reduced stress. Wow. You know what improves your mental health and reduces your stress is get off your tail and go to work.
That's right.
Right? Go to work, get a job, participate in the economy, and help. That's what helps mental stress. And so they're doing this. And here's the other part. Nothing is free, Chastity. So
that's right.
Who is paying this? Taxpayers. Mm-hmm. So that means that if you are a successful or just a moderately successful person, if you're making $50,000 a year in Chicago, they are redistributing your income,
yep.
Right? They're coming to you under the threat of law, pulling your money out of your bank account,
yes.
and giving it to somebody else. Just bananas.
Just to do less.
Well, and that's it. I mean, if you're going to get free money, it's absolutely the result is going to be you are going to do less. Yes. I can't imagine this inspires anyone to get out there and just get after it. You know, I'm going to go bust my butt even more. No. And keep in mind, this is $500 per person. So if you got 5 people in the family, there's $2,500 a month going into that household.
Jeez.
The way I understand it, unless I'm wrong,
yeah.
Somebody from Chicago, whoever's listening to our show, can correct me.
And we have hungry veterans and homeless veterans, and I think they should come first always. And
well, leave it to the left to never treat our veterans the way they should. That's the last thing on their mind. Their whole deal. This is 100% to secure votes for the Democratic Party. That's all it is. This is a vote buying program, and it's designed to keep people in those conditions so that they never leave and they never change their voting habits.
Yep.
So
and become dependent. Nothing's free.
That's right. Become dependent upon the government. Mm-hmm. You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. Today is Tuesday. It is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. I'm 5 pounds heavier. I don't know if you can call me fat, Chastity, but I am a little bit chubby.
No.
I am just a little bit chubby.
No, you're not.
Check this out. A father in Oregon, and again, leave it to Oregon to lead the charge on something like this, said his son got a survey. His 11-year-old son got a survey about his gender identity. They mailed out this survey, and they I don't know if they mailed it to him, gave it to him at school, whatever they did, but it went to 6th graders, 8th graders, 11th graders, and asked them, are you a girl, a boy, a demigirl, non-binary, gender I don't know what the crap that means.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean,
nonsense.
Just absolute nonsense. Obviously, he's livid. He says this is weird and sick. We agree with you, sir. It's absolutely disturbing that they're giving this to your children. I don't know what type of creep back in the school systems or whoever's orchestrating that survey in Oregon. Whoever conceptualized that needs therapy themselves, Chastity.
They need more than that, I'm afraid.
They just keep pounding that drum.
So sad. Why would you do that to kids?
Well, but again, they keep pounding that drum. This is something where they get mad at us because we keep bringing up the concept of that they want boys to participate in girls' sports, and they say, you're just going to say that boys want to participate in girls' sports. Well, it's because you keep doing this crap. You just can't take your foot off the gas when it comes to meddling in children's minds. Just absolutely disturbing.
And That's just where I kind of draw the line. When you push it down our kids' throat, leave our kids alone.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, just, again, leave it to Oregon. That type of crap doesn't happen here in Georgia.
No.
Check this out. And on another final note here, there's a study by Brown University that showed that heavy drinkers, now this may sound like good initially, Chastity, that heavy drinkers drink 27% less alcohol after they smoke pot. So,
Wow.
I mean, when I first read the headline, I'm like, oh, okay, what did they have to do to drink less, right? What was the inspiration was to smoke pot. So, you know,
Yeah,
that's going out of the fire or out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah, it was kind of...
Can't you just quit it all?
Right. Just...
How about this? How about stop drinking and stop smoking dope?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't get it.
Read a book.
Well, and what it's interesting because stopping drinking is becoming trendy on social media amongst men, basically because of the health benefits. And I look at there's a myriad of benefits of not drinking. Number one is the damage it causes to your family. I just don't think anything good comes from drinking, especially getting drunk.
Yes.
I think it has immediate impact on your children, on your spouse, in your career. So that's number one. Number two is health. I think drinking is terrible for you, bad for your liver. I've heard rumors that maybe one little sip of wine at night might be decent for your cardiovascular system. I'm not a doctor. Don't take me on that. I have no clue. I don't really drink wine. But the third one is it costs money.
Sure.
You know, if you stop drinking, you will improve your personal life. You'll improve your family life. You will improve your health, and you'll improve your bank account.
Absolutely.
That should be enough
and
inspiration.
That's a win-win there.
And you don't have to fill any of the blanks in with smoking pot. Just quit drinking.
Absolutely.
Just quit drinking. All right, folks, great show in store for you today. Our first guest is going to be a gentleman named Ernest Elder, who is doing a great program out in Athens for youth. Yep. Chris Coker from our very own Stone Mountain Pecan Company will be joining us. And then Ben Burgess. He is a buddy of our very own Ben Bridges.
Okay.
I get those names confused. He's a retired fireman from Clark County. And I guess he has put on a car show, or he has one coming up. He's going to tell us about the car show and some other neat things that he's doing, folks. Marc McMain Show. We'll be right back.
Looking for that perfect piece of jewelry designed just for you? At P&A Jewelers, family owned since 1976, we've been helping our customers shine for nearly 50 years. Now proudly run by second-generation brother and sister team, we specialize in custom jewelry design, expert repair work, and fine jewelry for every occasion. Visit P&A Jewelers, where family tradition sparkles. Located in Loganville beside Quick Trip, or online at shoppajewelers.com. Follow us on Facebook to see what's new.
April Lynn here, inviting you to join me and Les Lane on December the 6th for a live remote broadcast at Patrick's in Covington from 10 until 1. There'll be lots of giveaways starting at 10:15 and a drawing every 15 minutes for a gift certificate for Patrick's merchandise. Real Country will be giving away Real Country t-shirts, tickets to Stone Mountain, and more. Be sure to check out the largest candy counter and fruit baskets and pecans located at 10285 Covington Bypass. We'll be live on location with Real Country.
Willfully Guided Company Boots and Western Apparel in downtown Monroe is celebrating their 1-year anniversary and invites you to join the fun and savings. Now through Saturday, December 6th, you can take advantage of deals and giveaways on your favorite brands like Ariat, Wrangler, Twisted X, and others at Willfully Guided. Every day brings a new deal that'll knock your boots off. So save now through Saturday, December 6th at Willfully Guided Company Boots and Western Apparel in beautiful downtown Monroe. This holiday season, shop small, y'all.
Your family and friends will love the Christmas gifts from Stripling's General Store. See their huge selection of holiday gift boxes with smoked sausage, country cured ham, beef jerky, jellies, old-fashioned hoop cheese, barbecue sauce, and more. Choose a pre-made box, or you can put together a box that fits your needs and budget. Jimmy Cap, his family and staff wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Stripling's General Store, Highway 78 East and Highway 53 in Bogart.
And welcome back, Marc McMain. Our next guest is a gentleman named Ernest Elder, who is committed to helping youth in Athens. Ernest, thank you so much for joining us today, sir.
Hey, Mark, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. I've never met you personally. You and I have a mutual friend who connected us and told me about the great things that you're doing. So I was going to ask you, Tell the listeners a little bit about yourself and what you've got going on out in Athens.
My name is Ernest Elder, and I'm the director of Community and Youth Development Organization and the director of the Athens Tutorial Program here in Athens. We have a partnership with the Clark County School District where we created a first-time ever a youth athletic program which consists of girls and boys and cheerleaders, and we serve over about 400 students in the Clark County School District from the age of third grade up until the sixth grade, and we kind of combine the athletics with the academic piece to kind of help with the proficiency rate in Clark County with the tutoring, because every school in Clark County proficiency rate in math and reading is below. So we want to kind of help, enhance that a little bit.
I think that's absolutely fantastic. Is this an after-school program, or how does it coincide with the day?
Yes, the tutoring program is the after-school program. The athletic program, they practice during the week at their respective schools, and then on weekends, on Saturdays, they have games over at the Clark County School District BOE Board of Education's gymnasium, and that goes for about 12 weeks.
Yeah, that's I love what you're doing, Ernest. I know this has got to be so welcomed by the community. What was your inspiration to do this? What did this come from?
I think, I grew up here in Athens, and, I grew up in public housing, and then once I went off to college, I graduated from Clark Central High School, which is a high school in Athens. I'm an Athenian. I went to elementary school, I went to middle school, and I graduated from Clark Central, and I went on to the University of Syracuse on a basketball scholarship to play basketball. So when I came back home, I realized that all of the community center that was in public housing was closed. And, I just wanted to reach these kids. I wanted to help change the narrative of how our kids learn and how they're being taught. And when I saw that the community center was closed, and that would kind of like push the kids out to, the streets, and they got involved with drugs and alcohol and gang and gun violence. And I wanted to be that piece that helped with that solution to help these kids to become better.
You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. My guest is Ernest Elder. He founded the Community and Youth Development Organization of Athens, and he's the director of the Athens Tutorial Program. And what I love about this, Ernest, is this: you're taking kind of a twofold approach. So you're going to the athletic side to be sure that the kids are burning those calories, right? Burning that energy. I think that's an incredibly important part of this equation. Healthy body, healthy mind, but you also are taking on the tutorial side of this and addressing. So is it math and reading, or what all do you guys cover on the tutorial side?
It's the math and reading. We use athletics as a platform just to reach these kids, and we have 12 principles of character development that they have to learn and apply those to their life, like life skills, social skills, conflict resolution, leadership, honesty, integrity, just to name a few of them. And they have book bag tags with those 12 principles of character development on their book bags. And, so every kid that's involved in our program has those book bag tags, and they learn those 12 principles of character development. We want these kids to be smart, tough, fast, disciplined, with character. And I believe that the tutorial program is another component that we add with it to help these kids with reading and math so they could, learn more.
Yeah. No, I love it. I'm very impressed. And what do you think are some of the biggest challenges you faced, Ernest, when you're talking about youth in Athens? What are they facing? The complexities of maybe both mom and dad are working, maybe it's a single-parent family, they have nobody to go home to after school. Are those some of the challenges that you see that our youth are going through?
Yes, those are a lot of the challenges. In our organization also, we have a parent empowerment piece that we also implemented and added to our program, where the parents meet maybe twice a month, and they do bingo, and our organization will auction off air fryers or gift cards or clothing or whatever they may need, and we have someone come in and talk to the parents about financial literacy, how to restore their credit, and then we have someone come in and talk about nutrition, how to prepare healthy meals, and we have someone come in and talk about your do's and your wants, and the budget, and then we have someone talk about how to prepare healthy relationships with your kids. So it's a holistic approach that we're trying to implement here.
Yeah, just fascinating. Ernest Elder, he is the founder of Community and Youth Development Organization of Athens. So yeah, and you just brought in a whole different element. So you don't just have the athletics; you've got the tutorial. You're trying to educate the youth as far as how to, how to behave, right? How to be out there socially and just be respectable young people. All these bits and pieces are incredibly helpful. And then you just touched on something that's a big deal for me, and we just did a whole series on this a couple weeks ago, is the financial literacy. That we got to be sure that we're teaching our children how to manage money, because I think as a nation, I think we've done a very poor job of this, Ernest. I think that we live in this society of instant gratification, credit card debt, and this isn't just for kids; it's for the parents. Because think about this: if you're a single mom, single dad, and you're trying to raise, even if it's just one child, but if you're trying to raise multiple children, you're getting hit from 10 different directions. So it seems like you guys are covering all bases, also offering an avenue for parents to improve their skill set.
Right. Yes.
What keeps you going on days when the challenges seem to be big or progress is slow? Where is your inspiration that keeps the motor running?
I think, I'm a deacon at Ebenezer Baptist Church West, and when I see, and it's a spiritual thing for me, it's my calling, it's my mission. This is what God wants me to do. And I believe that when I get a call from a parent and she says, Mr. Ernest, thank you for, what you're doing with my son or my daughter, that right there is so overwhelming. It's such an inspiration to me and makes me want to continue to do what I'm doing.
5 to 10 years down the road, what do you envision for this program, Ernest?
5 or 10 years down the road, I envision that we have all of the, so we have 14 elementary schools that's in Clark County, and 4 middle schools. And, 5 or 10 years from now, I want to see all 14 elementary schools and middle schools involved. And I want the parent incentive program that we have in each school. And I want to see, the Athens tutorial building just expand and kids just flowing in and out of there. And I want to be able to provide transportation for them to get back and forth from school to the tutorial building. So I have a 10-year strategic plan, and hopefully that we can make that dream and that vision a reality.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with what you've done so far. And for somebody who's listening to this program, let's take this twofold. If they have a child that wants to get involved in this program, how do they get involved? Or if there's a listener, Ernest, that maybe wants to participate and help you, whether it's in a volunteer capacity or in a financial capacity, how would they do that?
They would just contact me. We have a website, which is cydoathens.org. We have ways that we can donate to the cause, so we can help, like with uniforms or with books or whatever materials that we need, supplies that we may need. We have avenues to help and support, and we're always looking for volunteers and help.
Yeah, and that's as I say, for somebody who wants to volunteer, especially this time of year. I know people are doing a bunch of different stuff, but you guys are year round. So I'm assuming once school finishes in May and June, do you guys then go full time, or do you take a break in the summer?
Well, in the summer I do a summer camp. I do 2 weeks with the girls and 2 weeks with the boys, a skill clinic where we just help the kids with the fundamentals of basketball on the athletic part, and then they continue to learn those 12 principles. And we give them T-shirts, and we take them on, to see different things and different avenues. We want to be able to take them to different, colleges and university and just get exposed to, life outside of Athens.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Ernest, this is great. I appreciate what you're doing. And I tell you what, this is how we make a difference. We can't rely on government. We have to rely on people to get up, roll up their sleeves, and do things within their community. Sir. And so for you to be doing this is just an absolute blessing. So I appreciate you taking the time to call in and share with us. One more time, tell us the website so how people can get in touch with you or they can find out more about the program.
You can find out more about the program or contacting the website is cydoathens.org, or we on Facebook, we on social media at a Community and Youth Development Organization. And if you want to give a call and to me directly, you can call me at 678-531-3271.
Ernest Elder, he is the founder of Community and Youth Development Organization of Athens, and he's the director of the Athens Tutorial Program. Ernest, we wish you the best with this. Have a Merry Christmas, and keep us posted in your progress.
Thank you as well. Thank you for having me, sir, and you have a blessed holiday weekend.
Thank you so much. Marc McMain Show. When we come back, Chris Coker of Stone Mountain Pecan will be sharing with us all the goodies that they have to offer. And Chastity, I have to admit on something, I cheated on Chris a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, somebody brought a pecan pie that was not a Stone Mountain pecan pie. I'm not going to say whose it was, but it wasn't Stone Mountain pecan. And let me tell you right now, there was a big difference. So I'm probably going to get a little chewing from him. Yeah.
Well, I got their second to last one.
You got my pie. You got my pie.
I may have. So it was good. It was delicious. It was worth it.
When we come back, Chris Coker, Stone Mountain Pecan.
If you're selling or buying a home, you should call AM/PM Septic to inspect your septic tank. This could save you on costly repairs. AM/PM pumps your tank, fixes septic alarms, drain lines. They can fix any problem you're having with your septic tank. Call 770-231-7979. They do inspection letters. AM/PM is family owned and operated, licensed and insured company. Call David for all your septic needs. 770-231-7979.
When you walk through the doors of Campton Restaurant, you're not just here for a meal, you're part of a tradition. I'm Josh Parker, fourth generation owner, and for nearly 40 years, families in Walton County and surrounding areas have gathered around our tables to share stories, laughter, and good Southern cooking. From crispy fried chicken to heart-healthy daily specials, there's always a plate waiting with your name on it. We're open Mondays for lunch and Tuesday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. and 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays. So come on by, make yourself at home, and experience Campton Restaurant, where family tradition meets every meal.
Madison Flooring, located at 1167 Eatonton Road in Madison, is your full-service and professional installation center for all kinds of flooring, from tile, carpet, laminate, wood. They even do showers. They have granite and quartz countertops. All military, police, firefighters, and teachers ask for your discount. Madison Flooring is locally owned and operated. For knowledgeable and friendly service, call 706-431-5152.
Here's Evan Youngblood for Youngblood Tractor in Madison.
Did you know Youngblood Tractor is much more than just tractors? Sure, we have the biggest selection of Massey Ferguson tractors around and all the attachments you could ever need. But did you know we also carry the Kawasaki side-by-side lineup like the legendary Kawasaki Mule, Terex, and Ridge? That's Kawasaki's new cab model with heat and AC. Youngblood Tractor also carries the complete Spartan zero-turn mower lineup from residential to commercial zero-turn mowers. Combine that with our massive trailer inventory of equipment, dump, enclosed, and utility trailers, you can always build a winning combination at Youngblood Tractor right here in Madison. We also feature a full parts and service department to help maintain your equipment for years to come. Whether you're a full-time farmer, hunter, or property owner looking to maintain your land, Youngblood Tractor is here to make your next outdoor project a success. Call us today at 706-342-2242 or stop by and see us at 1600 Athens Highway in Madison or shop us 24 hours a day at youngbloodtractor.com.
Are you considering selling your house or land, or perhaps find your dream home? Call Stacy McCullers, your trusted real estate expert. With 12 years of experience and a lifelong connection to Walton County, Stacy is here to help you every step of the way. Whether you're buying or selling, she's available anytime to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. Don't wait. Call today, 678-859-6336. A member of Malcolm & Malcolm Realty Professionals, Stacy McCullers, your realtor for life.
Welcome back to the Marc McMain Show. Our next guest is Mr. Chris Coker of Stone Mountain Pecan. Chris, thanks for joining us, sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, Chris, but I'm going to go ahead and get the bad news out of the way first. I have to fess up. I cheated on you guys a little bit. Now, it wasn't my doing, but somebody brought us a pie, a pecan pie, and it wasn't a Stone Mountain pecan pie. And the experience was not the same.
Nobody's perfect.
Well, you know what? It's one of those deals where I feel like I've kind of been cheated, and so I think I need to come do a repeat. I'm going to go ahead and come in there, get a pecan pie, and do Thanksgiving dinner all over again this week, and that way I feel like I did it right.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Well, you just sounded like you using that as an excuse for some dressing and some gravy is what that is.
You know what? I gained 5 pounds, literally, between last Wednesday and today, 5 pounds. So two things happened. I gorged myself, and then my activity level plummets to an all-time low. So I'm a bit chubby right now, Chris, just a bit.
You got to wait for Thursday, so there's a football game on.
Yeah, that's right. So it feels like Thanksgiving
There you
again.
go.
And then I found out that Chastity went into Stone Mountain Pecan and swiped the last pie.
I sure did. I got the second to last one Friday, so
They had them at Friday still?
Yep.
Wow.
I got lucky, so
Yeah, you did
it's
get
delicious.
lucky. Chris, first off, let's tell the listeners who maybe do not know where Stone Mountain Pecan is located, just give them a quick snapshot of where you guys are and how they can find you.
We're located on Highway 78, 1781 Highway 78. It's a Monroe address, but we're off the highway. Big white building on the left if you're headed towards Athens.
Yeah, you can't miss it. It's a beautiful building, and if you've never been inside this place, folks, it's like Willy Wonka when you go inside. There's candies, there's pecans, there's all kinds of goodies. They even have coffee. Of course, the pecan pie that we're talking about is the best pecan pie on the planet. But, Chris, it's the holiday season right now, and what are some of the most popular products at Stone Mountain Pecan for Christmas gifting?
Well, our gift tins, our Just Nuts gift tin. We've got a Taste of the South gift tin that's got some different chocolate and roasted, salted, and then some brittle. We've got the old-fashioned holiday Christmas candies in right now, and there's something for everybody.
What are those? What are the old-fashioned? Because I don't even know if I'm aware of those. Fill me in on that.
It's just the old-fashioned kind of hard candy that you might go to Savannah and see them making out of that big glob of candy, and they make it into small little
like the ribbon candy.
Yeah, the ribbon. Yeah,
it's like a ribbon candy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you had them,
good.
Chastity?
Love it.
Really?
Oh, that's a definitely must-have in our family.
And is that a Christmas time only type deal, Chris?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we carry that mostly around Christmas.
Yeah.
So.
Yummy. And then, of course, the tins are decorated because your tins change seasonally too, right?
Yeah, we'll have at Christmas time we'll have a Christmas theme, and then during the other times of the year we'll have sort of like maybe a country scene or maybe kind of American flag themed tins. So
yeah, that's cool. What else?
Around Halloween we'll have some Halloween style tins. So.
Okay, yeah. Well, what I like is at Christmas time, if you want to buy a gift, if you're going to somebody's house, Chastity, and you feel like, I don't want to show up empty-handed, they have gifts. Yes. Variety of price. I mean, there's things that are probably as low as in the 20s, and you can buy some of the tins that are more expensive that are really a centerpiece. Like if you were to walk into a party with some of these tins, people, they really appreciate them as gifts.
Absolutely. Our family has to have the little tin of candy, the old-fashioned candy every Thanksgiving and Christmas. So.
Yeah. Do you guys run out of those, Chris? Y'all keep them pretty heavily stocked?
Well, we run out of them over the summer. It's more of a holiday item, so... we get it in. Actually, we were a little later getting it in, just kind of a dynamic of the supplier, but we got them in now. So
yeah. Marc McMain, our guest is Chris Coker of Stone Mountain Pecan. And do you guys have any pies on the shelf right now? If I was to come up and get a pie today, Chris, is there some left?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because this is still pie season, folks, so you may want to go ahead and grab one of those bad boys. And I'm assuming the pies, do they freeze pretty well? If you wanted to get it now and break it back out at Christmas, or is that something y'all have never tried?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they keep very well frozen. You can take them out, pop them in the microwave pop a slice in the microwave for a second. Of course, remove it from the metal container, but yeah, or they can thaw in the refrigerator over a couple days. So yeah,
absolutely delicious. Let's talk about shopping in person versus online. Now, I know one advantage of shopping online is you're not going to have that guilty pleasure of loading up the cart with goodies when you're hungry, like going to the grocery store. They say never go to the grocery store when you're hungry, but you do offer online shopping. Is the full ensemble of what you offer online, or is it a limited options online?
Well, there's a couple items that we can't ship, like we've got jams and jellies that are in a glass container that we can't ship. And then it really kind of plays a little differently over the summer when it's really hot. It's hard to ship chocolate when it's hot. So,
yeah, I never thought of that, right? Yeah, you'd have that melting issue. But this is, again, perfect time of year. So if you have grandma, aunt, and uncle that live out of state, and you want to get them something special, folks, I tell you this, instead of spending $30 or $40 on something made in China that's going to be chucked in the landfill in about 6 months, this is a gift that you can give that makes an impact, and everybody loves them. And even if you have people that aren't crazy about nuts, like I said, he's got chocolates, there's candies, there's all kinds of options. But the real experience, the best way to do this is to go in person, because it is, no pun intended, it's eye candy when you walk in, isn't it, Chastity?
It really is.
Yeah.
And my favorite go-to candy there is the orange slices. So,
I forgot about that. Yeah, because you have that whole section
Yes.
that is dried fruits
Yummy.
and nuts and all the different
So
options
yummy.
there. I told you I made my own very own custom trail mix, too.
Yes.
So, Chris, I'm thinking you guys may have to make a trail mix and name it after me.
There you go.
The Marc McMain mix.
The Marc McMain mix. Yep.
I like it.
Eat a bag and you'll go nuts.
And I tell you something else. Sometimes if somebody's not big about pecans, maybe they like cashews, and we have a full assortment of just raw nuts too. Brazil nuts, cashews, almonds, walnuts, pistachios. So actually, we do have a tin that's is a bit of a mix of those nuts. It's a roasted mix. It's got some honey glazed peanuts in it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Do y'all have any chestnuts?
Honey roasted peanuts, not honey glazed. Sorry.
Oh, yum. What about chestnuts? Do y'all have any chestnuts, Chris? I love chestnuts.
We sell hazelnuts. Yeah.
Hazelnuts. Okay. Sounds good.
Is that must be like a stand-in for a chestnut? Is a hazelnut? I'm not a nut expert. Just know I like them.
They're so good.
Yeah, just eat them. And one final question, Chris. If somebody wants to come in and let's say they want to do like a taste of Georgia, things that are just kind of for this area. Obviously, we know the pecans. That's a big deal. If somebody's building a gift basket, they want to go all out. What's going to go in that gift basket? So this is a gift for somebody really special, and money is no object on this. We're just trying to really make an impression or dazzle somebody. What's going in that gift basket besides that pecan pie?
Well, we've got our coffee line that you could include. You could include, you could include a pecan roll or a peanut roll in it.
Forgot that you have those. You got the Divinity.
Yeah, got Divinity, and you could put some sweet Georgia glazed in there, some praline pecans in there, or anything you think they might like that you can just really show them that you're paying attention to what they like, I suppose. So.
Yeah, well, and everything is packaged, ready to go. It looks so good. So, and again, I made the mistake. I haven't eaten anything yet today, Chris, so I may have to make a run to Stone Mountain Pecan and load up on some nuts. Get some...
hey, come on in.
Yeah, make my trail mix. Marc McMain Show, our guest Chris Coker of Stone Mountain Pecan. One more time, Chris, how do they find you on the website and how do they find you in person?
So the website's www.stonemountainpecan.com, and we're located on Highway 78, 1781 Highway 78 in Monroe.
That is excellent. Stone Mountain Pecan, check it out, folks. You won't miss it. Chris, thank you so much for joining us today.
All right, thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Yeah, so if you're on 78, heading from Monroe to Loganville, it's the white building on your right, and if you're coming the other way, it's up on the hill on your left. Well worth it. You can't miss the place. It's a big building, but it is a place, Chastity, that you got to go in person to shop. I've been on the website. It's a great website. It's easy to order, but when you go in person, there's so much more to take in, and the visuals are...
It's like walking back in time.
Yeah, it is.
Like
it
a
is.
Step back in time.
Yeah, they've done a really good job with that place. It's
I love it.
Absolutely fantastic. It smells good inside, too.
Yes.
Marc McMain Show. When we come back, Mr. Ben Burgess. He is a retired firefighter from Athens, and he's a buddy of our very own Ben Bridges.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll be back.
This Christmas shopping season, give the gift of outdoors from Outdoor Specialty, serving Watkinsville and the surrounding area since 2002 with a wide variety of plants, trees, shrubs, ground cover, and more. Plus, you'll find a full line of irrigation supplies like sprinkler heads, pipe replacement parts, and more. Add some beauty to someone's home with a huge selection of pottery, landscape stones, mulch, and more. In the Garden Center, see their great selection of bird houses, bird feeders, and don't forget the Cole's bird seed. The deer love Christmas too. Be sure to pick up some of Elsie's apple-flavored deer corn. This Christmas, stop in and say hello to Elsie, Diane, and their friendly staff at Outdoor Specialty, 1460 Greensboro Highway in Watkinsville. Wishing you and your family the very best this Christmas season. Call 706-769-8737 or go to OutdoorSpecialtyNursery.com.
Hey, this is Doug.
And this is Robbie.
We own and operate Foy Tree Service.
When you need tree cutting, stump grinding, lot clearing, mulching, firewood, and more, call Foy Tree Service.
Serving Morgan County and surrounding area since 1987.
With top quality service and fair prices, we take pride in our work, and we do everything to make sure that you are a happy customer.
That's Foy Tree Service. Call us at 706-342-8733.
That's 706-342-TREE.
Here comes the season for believing, and you better believe that Covington Ford wants to be your #1 local Ford dealer. To prove it, they're giving you a lifetime powertrain warranty on nearly all new Fords they have in inventory. For instance, pick a new F-150, get 0% for 60 months below invoice pricing, a lifetime warranty, and one less worry on your plate. Some restrictions may apply, so call for details 770-863-3432, located in Covington.
It's lunchtime, and you want some good old home cooking? Then check out Up and Smoke Catering and Cafe, featuring comfort food like country fried steak, pork chops, chopped steak, pot roast, side dishes like mashed potatoes, buttered peas, desserts, and more. Open Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Catering available for all events. 116 Main Street in Jersey. Call 770-742-6483 or go to upandsmokecatering.co.
Make holiday memories this year. Gather your family and friends and go to Berry's Tree Farm in Covington. There's nothing like choosing and cutting down your own tree for Christmas. Berry's Tree Farm has Leland cypress, Carolina sapphire, Virginia pine, cedar, and fresh-cut Fraser fir. For the kids, they have train rides and snow flocking is available. Call 770-786-5833, located off I-20 exit 88 in Covington. Don't forget to visit Santa's Workshop for your fresh wreaths, garland, and tree stands. 770-786-5833 or go to www.berrystreefarm.com.
And welcome back to the Marc McMain Show. So a few weeks ago, my good buddy Ben Bridges called me and said, hey, I've got a pal. He's a high school buddy of mine that has done some really cool stuff. He is a retired firefighter for Athens. He does a car show. He's a musician, does a myriad of different things. And I'm like, let's get him on. Let's get him on. And he's joining us now, Mr. Ben Bridges. Ben, thanks for joining us, sir.
Well, good morning to you, sir. I know it's a little after lunch, but it's cold enough to be morning.
Oh, it is ice cold out there. And I'm wearing a hoodie or a nice sweater here and staying toasty warm in the studios, in Julio Studios over here. Ben, tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, because I guess you may have been interviewed by Julio in the past, or at least maybe he played a song or two of yours in the past. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, both. Actually, we did both. I just fell in love with old Julio first time I met him. You know, kind of funny little story. One time, they had called about coming and do a Friday morning thing or whatever, and a friend of mine, I said, well, how do you get there? How do you get to that place? And he told me how you get there, because he was from there. Matter of fact, I think he at one time lived basically right across the road from the place. And so, you know, used to, now I don't know now, but used to, you didn't have very good phone service out that way.
No.
You know, so I get so far, and of course my GPS would quit on me. You know, and
yeah.
I put it in, so I was depending on that to get me there. I went there, I drove around, and I'd go back up to another area and called Eddie up and say, Eddie, man, I can't find this place. He said, well, you go to this road, that road. I said, well, I did that, but then I lose sight. He said, well, go down there and past this mailbox and this cow place, or this tree or whatever he was telling me. I was like, I'm never gonna find it in time. I'm gonna be late. And I finally went back up there, and I'm getting kind of really anxious by this time. I said, Eddie, I pulled in where you said, and it was a goat farm right there. He said, that's it. That's the one, man. That's it. I went back to the goat farm. So we got in there, and it was wonderful. I love the goat farm.
It's a great place. We're proud of WMOQ in the studios, and we're a country station in the country. I don't think it would work if we were a country station down in the city someplace. We're a country station in the country. Isn't that right, Chastity?
That's right.
Yeah. So
well, that's the thing is I was so, and I'm nervous now. I ain't gonna tell you no lie, but because it's been a minute since I've been on the radio. But I was so nervous but then when I went in and met the people, and you start your country station in a country area, I felt right at home. So
Yeah.
I wasn't it wasn't near as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Well, Julio had that knack too to put you at ease. He's one of the
Yeah,
rare
he is.
individuals that if you meet him within 3 minutes, you feel like you're best friends. And so we miss him. Yeah, he has left a void at the station, no doubt about that. Ben, so tell me a little bit about your time as a fireman. Did I have that right? Was it Athens, Clarke County that you were a fireman, or where were you?
Yeah, that's right. Athens, Clarke County. I went on in about 90, and you there in suppression you worked 1 day on, 2 days off.
Okay.
So you had some free time to try to do my music stuff too. But yeah, I was there, and I left there and moved to Nashville and lived up there after I'd really started kind of wanting to learn more about the music business.
Wow, so you really were pushing the music gig serious then. Was this something that you were trying to make part of your career?
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. I left to learn more about it, and the music business is great. It can be it's been very good to me. I mean, it's been a part of my income. I mean, it put food on the table.
Sure.
So
yeah.
I was in it to win it, but it can be a tough business, and that now we're talking about in the mid '90s then, and this band had so many great artists, just so many that it was really tough then because I don't know, I could Mark Chestnut, Garth Brooks,
it's hard to break through. Yeah,
and especially in that time, and I sounded like everybody, they want something different or whatever. But that's fine. I turned down some deals that I probably shouldn't. I should have had, this, that, and the other. But you know what? I think everything's God's plan anyway. So I'm not complaining about any of it. I loved doing it. I wouldn't have traded any of that stuff. I got to play on at the Grand Ole Opry House.
Okay. Yeah.
Clubs, Douglas Corner. I mean, just so many places. But I started out singing really in front of people, getting paid at a small place called J&J Center, and I guess that was the early '90s. But and then the place not too far from where you guys are in Rutledge called Cowboys in the Country.
Oh yeah, I remember Cowboys. Yeah, that's
Mr. Bruce and them, they were just wonderful to me. So I got a really everything started here in Georgia, and I moved up there, and I enjoy it, and I still have contacts up there. And
do you guys still do you guys have the band together still? Do you guys do gigs or sing or?
Not so much now. I'm always writing, and I have a couple albums out, but I'm always working on an album. I guess I'll do that to the day I die, But
it's a passion for you, right?
Yeah, it's love, and I am on Spotify and iTunes and all that. And the first album is called Blue Collar Dollar. Now that came out before the Blue Collar Dollar comedy club thing happened. So I didn't steal it from them, and they didn't steal it from me. It's just, Blue Collar Dollar.
Yeah.
A song I wrote while I was in Nashville with a guy named Roger George. And I have a songwriter that's near you guys, too. He lives out in Farmington, Watkinsville area.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It was Mike Hale. He and I wrote several songs, and I'm real comfortable writing with him. We think a lot alike, He's smarter than me, so he can come up with better lines than me. And we put them down on paper,
and I think Chastity has that queued up at the end of our interview. We're going to play. Is that the song we're playing? Is Blue Collar Dollar?
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's going to be interesting. You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. Our guest is Ben Burgess. He is a retired firefighter for Athens, Clarke County. He is a musician. Sounds like a relatively accomplished musician. I can't wait to hear the song. We love doing this, Ben. This is something we've enjoyed. We've had the show going on for over 2 months now, and we've interviewed several aspiring, or let's call them regional or local musicians that they're a step up from a garage band. People like yourself that have taken a real stab at trying to make it in Nashville or beyond. And we love featuring the music because it's impressive to me, the talent that is out there that people have not really heard yet, right? So we love using Q92.3 as a platform to give you guys extra exposure. So it's a big deal to us. Before we do this, tell us about the car show. Ben had mentioned something about that. Did you guys just have one, or is there one coming up?
Well, we've had, I believe it's 8 now, and I don't have anything in front of me right now, but that's okay. Our last one, for the first time, we had to cancel due to, I think it was 90% chance of rain. It was on a Sunday.
Oh yeah.
It happens in the fall, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, my friend who actually owns the land, he's kind of heads it up, but he lets us think we help him and that we're involved. But anyway, I think we met you a couple of years ago at that car show. We have about 200 cars that enter. It's a pretty good sized show, and
That's right. You do it in Watkinsville?
That's correct.
That's right. I remember meeting you guys. Yes. Yep. That's a great show. Okay, so you guys got rained out this year then, huh?
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
Well, you know what? When you guys get queued up for the next one, let us know in advance so we can help you promote it. Whether it's entries you're looking for, participants, or just people to, spectators, we can definitely put that in the map for you guys and help.
That's very nice of you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely, Ben. So tell us about this song, Blue Collar Dollar, because I love the name.
Wow.
What's the inspiration behind the song, and what is it about?
Wow. Oh, wow, this is rough. Well, a friend of mine, Roger George, we had a band up in Nashville. He was the bass player. He calls me up on a Sunday, and he says, hey, man, can you come help me squeegee out this basement? And I was like, squeegee, what happened? You got a flood? He said, yeah, it was a flood. Well, I get there. He didn't tell me it was the septic tank.
Oh.
But, yeah. So we're pushing this stuff out of the basement of this guy's house.
Stuff is a nice way to say it, Ben.
And stuff smells better. But anyway,
true friend.
Yeah.
But we were pushing it out, and we just started. He said, I'm blue collar. I guess I'm just going to be a blue collar worker all my life, whatever. I mean, we were doing some complaining.
Yeah.
And we just kind of said, just started singing and making this thing up just to try to get out of what we were actually doing.
Yeah.
For mine, and that's how we come up with Blue Collar Dollar, and it's kind of fast.
Yeah. Well, I love it. I love the premise of this. So yeah, you guys are out there sweeping stuff.
That's some really blue collar dollar stuff.
Oh, this is going to be fun, folks. Our guest is Ben Burgess. Boy, see how I knew I was going to do that. You guys, y'all were buddies in high school. Y'all had to get confused all the time with the names. People swapped it up.
Yeah, can I tell you a quick story?
Sure.
About that?
Yeah.
You're right, and we were basically in the same grade and all this stuff too, and it happened all the time. And people would ask me about doing some announcements or doing this, that, and the other. Call me up, and I was like, you got me confused with somebody else. I said, I know who you're confused. And then he has told me that he has gotten calls about somebody wanting him to do a gig, a singing gig. So we know
nobody wants to hear Ben Bridges sing. I can tell you right now.
Matter of fact, a quick note. Matter of fact, one time John Berry and I did a little thing, Toys for Tots, a few years ago in Oconee, and anyway, John had come down to the football game, and Ben does announces for the Warriors on Friday Night Football, as I'm sure you know. Well, Ben had him come up to kind of promote the Toys for Tots. It was going to happen the next night, and John was up there talking about, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and me and Ben Bridges, and even Ben thought he said Ben Bridges. And he looked up at him, and over the microphone, he said, I don't think so, buddy. And
Oh, well, you guys are buddies and your names overlap that close. It was destined to happen for me to botch it once. So,
but it was easy in school to tell the part, because if you ask the girls which one you're talking about, they say the good looking one. Well, they meant him.
Oh, that's classic. Well, Ben, I appreciate you calling in today. This was a lot of fun. Definitely keep us in mind when you get close to your next car show. We'll help you promote that. And we're going to bang out this song in just a second here. I can't wait to hear what this thing's all about. But thank you for calling in today, Ben.
Can I give 2 quick shout-outs?
Sure.
Okay, 2 of them. My good buddy that I sing with now, mostly when we're fishing and picking and grinning, Benny McWaters. I just love this man. He lives around Jersey area, close to you. He listens to you every day. And the Butt Hut Boys in Athens. I usually try to get up there and have lunch with them on Tuesdays, and I know that they're around up there somewhere, so I just wanted to shout out them and the president of the Butt Hut Boys. That's the name of the restaurant.
Yeah, well, that sounds good. Yeah, hopefully they're tuning in. They'll be able to hear your song on the airwaves.
Yeah, hope so. They better tune in.
Yeah, they better be. Well, Ben, we look forward to having you back. This has been a lot of fun.
Listeners. Yeah, they're all listeners to the radio station. Your radio station friends. They are.
Yeah. Good. Well, keep them coming our way, Ben, and thank you so much. Yep. And I appreciate you for calling in, sir.
Y'all have a wonderful day.
Yes, sir. Marc McMain Show. Our guest is Ben Burgess, and the song is Blue Collar Dollar. Check this out.
I get home late, I gotta bring home the bacon for the dinner plate. Working hard is all I know to do. I asked the boss for a raise, but he said no. I'd leave this job, but there's no place to go. Can't win for losing, gotta keep on keeping on. And I need that blue collar dollar. I'm working overtime and never see a dime. My truck broke down just yesterday. There's food to buy, man, there's bills to pay. I need that blue collar dollar just to see me through. I can't ever get off. I love a vacation, maybe play some golf. You know, sometimes I feel just like a fool. I can't afford to fix that pickup truck. The wallet is empty, man, I'm down on my luck. The more I try, the more I fall behind. And I need that blue collar dollar. I'm working overtime and never see a dime. My truck broke down just yesterday. There's food to buy, man, there's bills to pay. I need that blue collar dollar. Oh, work on it, son. Dime. My truck broke down just yesterday. There's food to buy, man, there's bills to pay. I need that blue collar dollar. Oh, I need that blue collar dollar. Yeah, I need that blue collar dollar.
Cassie Enterprises invites you to stop in and see their new line of Coyote brand tractors, UTVs, and Bad Boy zero-turn mowers. Coyote tractors have the power to handle any job. Working on the farm, landscape business, and more, Coyote tractors are dependable and ready to work for you. Sales, service, parts, and more. It's all available at Cassie Enterprises. Family owned and operated. 145 Highway 83 in Good Hope. Go to CassieTractor.com.
From touchdown celebrations to new home celebrations, I'm Realtor Josh Parker, and I'm here to help you score big in the real estate game. Enjoy the game and make sure you've got your home team ready for the next big play. Contact me directly at 770-601-9599 or online at RealtorJoshParker.com. Be sure to like and follow me on Facebook as well at Realtor Josh Parker for updates on the real estate market and new listings in your area. From Monroe to Madison to Covington, Conyers, and Winder, it's all online.
Got a dirty vehicle? Let Bad Boys Detailing in Monroe detail it for you. They offer a standard car wash to a full detailing including carpet and seat cleaning, tire shine, and waxing. Bad Boy will pick up your car and bring it back to you. They offer a senior citizen discount. Ask for Alex. They're located at 606 Spring Street in Monroe. Call 470-331-1468. For an appointment, 470-331-1468.
Willfully Guided Company Boots and Western Apparel in downtown Monroe is celebrating their 1-year anniversary and invites you to join the fun and savings. Now through Saturday, December 6th, you can take advantage of deals and giveaways on your favorite brands like Ariat, Wrangler, Twisted X, and others at Willfully Guided. Every day brings a new deal that'll knock your boots off. So save now through Saturday, December 6th at Willfully Guided Company Boots and Western Apparel in beautiful downtown Monroe. This holiday season, shop small, y'all.
Real country. This is Q92.3 WMOQ FM, Bostwick, Monroe, Madison. Your home for real country.
Welcome back, Marc McMain Show. Our next guest is Steve Brown. He is a historian, not just for the Monroe Museum, but for the Historical Society of Walton County. Steve, thank you so much for joining us today, sir.
Glad to be here. Appreciate the invitation.
Absolutely. I've been looking forward to this because I think history is such an incredible piece of what we do. I do not think that students in high school appreciate the history class like they should. I think it's something that you don't really appreciate what you were being taught until after you're out of school. And I think most adults would agree with that. You know, in high school, you're focused on other stuff, but when you get later in life, you realize the value of history and understanding what took place, whether it's small towns like Monroe or big things like our nation. But I just want to ask you, tell us a little bit about your background and maybe how did you get involved in history? Tell us about your education and whatnot.
Well, I, along with my wife, Susan, we were both born and raised here in Monroe, and then when I finished college, we moved to Lilburn, where I taught and coached at Burtmore High School for pretty much my whole teaching career, almost 30 years. And I was athletic director. I was hired to teach football and track, and I did that, but I wound up teaching soccer, and that was kind of ironic. I'd never seen a soccer game, but
yeah,
I spent 28 years teaching it, coaching it. And then we retired in 2000 and moved back here home in 2002. We did some remodeling on a home that Susan's parents built in the 60s, and I don't know how exactly how the history thing turned out. There was some ladies who had been in the Monroe Girls Drum and Bugle Corps, and Marcelette Shields, who was Wayne Shields' daughter, who is Wayne Shields' daughter, had in a storage building some artifacts and archives of things with the Corps. And so we met with her and we accumulated all that. And the first idea was to have a Monroe Girls Drum and Bugle Corps museum.
Okay.
And so we had a small committee of people that met, had an interest in that. But when we started looking, there was so much more in Monroe history than just the Girls Corps. The Girls Corps was a great part of it, but I mean, you got 8 governors, you got a list of notable people who have lived here and gone all over the country and made history.
Isn't that something? Yeah.
And so we decided just to have a Monroe museum, which is what we do, and we kind of take in the communities around us, like Good Hope, Gratis, etc. But that's where the whole thing started, and we've been at it about 13 years now.
So you come across these items, and that was kind of the fire starter for you, if you will. Of
that was the impetus of it that started the whole thing. But the more we looked, the more we found.
What were some of the neat things that you guys saw in that when you uncovered that?
Well, Marcelette had saved instruments and all the I don't know, the music that they had played, all of the formations they had marched in parades and in halftime shows and things like that. It was just endless. Even the records of the girls' attendance to practice and things like that.
Do you think that's something that's being lost? That's what I've noticed is if you go back and if you look at archives from people earlier in this century or earlier in the 19th century or 20th century, things were documented so well. Obviously, everything was manuscript back then. Do you think that is an art that's being lost? Or now with just everything being digitally captured, people just, hey, I don't need to write it down anymore?
Well, I think it depends. I think it goes both ways. There's some people who save everything, and then the other people who if I'm not using it, I'm going to throw it away.
Right.
And I tell people that all the time. They'll ask about, would the museum like this or whatever, and should I give it to my kids? And I say, look, you save it for your kids, they're going to throw it in a dumpster.
That's
but
right.
If you bring it to us,
it's going to get saved.
Right,
yeah.
right.
But I say, like, okay, let's use my show prep as an example. Not that 50 years from now anyone gives a flip about the Marc McMain show, but this is an example. All my show prep is done on Microsoft Word. I print it out, so I'm ready to go. But then it gets chucked in the trash. But all this is archived on Microsoft Word. That doesn't have near the intimate experience if somebody discovers it versus if they found the handwritten documents, right?
I come across that every day. An example, Connie Eccles, who lived here her whole life, and she was going to move to Macon where her grown children lived. And she had stuff in her basement, and long story short, I went over to look at it, and she said, well, you probably don't want this. It's just old stuff. And it was old stuff. It was 2 trunks full of documents that some of them were 200 years old.
Wow.
And those trunks hadn't been opened since the 1950s. It was unbelievable. And we run across that every day, and holding that document in your
That is so intriguing.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
I find that fascinating. Marc McMain, our guest, is Steve Brown. He is the Monroe Museum historian. He's also the historian of the Historical Society of Walton County. What motivates you now? Because I'm assuming that part of your task as a historian is now you have to start documenting things, right? So you have to start keeping things in order. What is your motivation to do that? Is it just so that the next person 10, 20, 30 years down the road can see the efforts of what you've done?
That's a big part of it. We have the museum. We have 7 galleries and quite a number of exhibits in those galleries, but we also have archives. We have, thousands of documents and objects and photographs and all that we have in our archives. And the objective there is to make that or to have that stuff in an organized manner so that if people come to do research, they can find what they're looking for. And we do have we've had people come from as far away as Pennsylvania and Maryland and places like that come here to do research.
And then you've got to organize so they know how to find it. And
right.
It's right there.
We have volunteers at work every Monday morning, and we have one lady who does nothing but type names in our software. She's probably typed over 10,000 names in the.
Wow.
So if you're looking for Grandpa Jones or whoever, he's
she can database it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She can tell you where he is.
Did you see this coming when you were younger? Was this always people will make themselves like I consider myself a Civil War history buff, something I find interesting. I love going and doing research and learning about it. Was that an interest to you as a young person? Was history on the table?
A little bit. I did a lot of work on my family history. I was
family tree.
Yeah. Our family historian at a young age, and I would work on that until I got a headache, and I'd quit for a while and then go back. But I did that probably starting in my 20s. And but in school, I taught PE. I didn't teach history, but history's always kind of been over to the side, something that I enjoyed reading about. Things like that.
Family trees, I think that's another lost art. I think, I look back, my aunt on my dad's side, I believe she took the initiative to do something on the McMain side of the family. I don't know. I think people now rely on the online DNA deals that it's kind of like a cheat code for your family tree. Is that the same? I think, really going and putting pen to paper and understanding who's where, I think that's a different experience.
It's intriguing, and Ancestry.com can make it easier because you got a lot more people working, but you have to be careful because a lot of that stuff has no vetting. I mean, people just, I think this is so and so, and they put it in there. You know?
This is your cousin. You find out, yeah, not part of the family.
And with a name like Brown, let me tell you, you can look all day.
Yeah, I'm sure that name could. There's plenty of Browns.
Oh yeah.
Any challenges that you faced in your career as far as maybe procuring items for the museum or doing research, something that was complex and that you couldn't find?
Yeah, well, I won't say every day, but every week people bring us stuff, and a lot of it is great. Some of it is not as great, but
sure.
I mean, that's fine, but our challenge really is keeping up with that, and to be honest with you, we don't. I mean, we get further behind as far as cataloging everything we've got almost every day because it's coming in faster than we can catalog it.
Yeah, and I would imagine that's a challenge that you all have is discerning what is pertinent and worthy of keeping versus some stuff that may be just important to that family,
right?
Versus something that would be important to the community.
And we try to make that clear when people bring us stuff that we can't exhibit everything people bring us. It's impossible. We have limited space, but we can archive it. I try to tell people, if you leave this with us, I can promise you, if you come back in 100 years, it'll be in at least this good a shape. It won't deteriorate.
Yeah.
And at some point in time, it might be exhibited.
Yeah.
Might be part of it.
And it may have some relevance at that point too. You never know.
Yeah.
Right. Steve Brown is our guest. He is the historian at the Monroe Museum. Steve, what has been one of your most favorite, or let's say rewarding projects, if you will, that you've worked on in your time as the historian for the Monroe Museum?
Well, a few years ago, we partnered with the Smithsonian. They had a traveling exhibit called Hometown Teams, and it was about the effects or the culture that local sports bring to a town. And that exhibit, they bring in their part of the exhibit, and then you build on the local, archives and pictures and things like that you have. And so we did that, and wound up that exhibit stayed, I don't know how many years, but quite a few, and it was very popular because we had pictures and video and all that of all the local high school teams all the way back as far as we could go.
Yeah.
People would come in and see themselves or even see their grandparents, playing sports. And,
isn't that something?
And,
was that set up at the Monroe Museum?
Yeah.
So you had to make space for them?
Yeah. That was it's changed now. That gallery is the agriculture and industry gallery, but the Hometown Teams was there for quite a few years.
That's fascinating. You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. When we come back, more with Monroe historian Steve Brown.
Looking for that perfect piece of jewelry designed just for you? At P&A Jewelers, family owned since 1976, we've been helping our customers shine for nearly 50 years. Now proudly run by second-generation brother and sister team, we specialize in custom jewelry design, expert repair work, and fine jewelry for every occasion. Visit P&A Jewelers, where family tradition sparkles. Located in Loganville beside Quick Trip, or online at shoppajewelers.com. Follow us on Facebook to see what's new.
Your call is very important.
Still waiting on your cable company to care? With slow speeds and hidden fees, maybe it's time to pull the plug. Kinetic gives you 100% fiber and gig speeds with 25 times faster uploads than cable. Local service that actually shows up, and clear pricing that isn't there to surprise you. So ditch cable and connect with the right crowd. Get up to $200 when you switch. Visit GoKinetic.com. Kinetic. Internet better. Subject to availability. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you looking for new tires? Well, look no further than Madison Car Care. They have the largest selection, and you'll always get the best price. They also handle a wide range of auto repairs, from the small things like oil changes and wiper blades to the big things like suspension, parts, and radiators. They offer all kinds of accessories, from toolboxes to bed covers, side steps, and they even install those awesome ranch hand bush push cards. Give them a call at 706-342-4774 or stop by at 1040 Confederate Road in Madison.
There's something about a clock. It keeps working even when you don't think about it. All day, all night. Behind the clock is a machine you'll never see. Always reliable, always accurate. It wasn't a mistake when we named our heating and air company Clockwork. Yeah, some folks call us and ask if we can fix their watches. We can't. But we can fix your furnace and air conditioning brilliantly, so it runs like a clock. Runs when you're not even thinking about it. But there's something else about the clock in Clockwork Heating and Air Conditioning. We have mad respect for time. We make ourselves available on your time. We never waste your time. And we're at your house in a timely manner. This is what it means to work like clockwork. Clockwork Heating and Air Conditioning. Clockwork-air.com.
Have you been putting off auto repairs? Do you want a body shop you know and trust? Go see AutoCorrect Collision. AutoCorrect is a family-owned and operated collision center with over 45 years of experience. Their equipment and training exceed industry standards. No repair is too big or small. Ask about the special drawings and mention this ad for a discount. Visit AutoCorrect Collision at 409 Mayfield Drive or call them at 770-207-1241.
Welcome back to the Marc McMain Show. Our guest is Steve Brown. He is a historian at the Monroe Museum and the Historical Society of Walton County. Steve, I wanted to talk a little bit about the museum itself. And one thing that you said to me earlier in the prior segment kind of raised my eyebrows. What's on display is really just the tip of the iceberg, because you guys take in a lot of stuff that you archive.
We take in stuff not every day, but there's never a week that goes by that people don't bring us stuff. That's a simple term for it, but and most of it is worthwhile.
And that's what I was going to say. That's the challenge for you now, is to figure out, hey, what makes it to the front row, if you will, because you only have so much space for actual exhibit space.
Right.
So whatever's archived is kept in a warehouse to preserve it, but you have to sit there and determine, hey, what do we bring so that people would find interesting? So that's your big challenge, right?
That is a challenge, and the approach we take is we try to tell stories. We try to tell a story with an exhibit, and a lot of the archives that we have are very important for research or for family history and things like that, but they don't really tell a story, and we found that's the best approach we can have. If we tell you about Brelove's Dairy, or we tell you about the Monroe A&M School, people are interested in that.
Yeah.
And, but it's difficult to make decisions sometimes.
Oh, I bet.
What to go and what not to go.
But it's a good problem to have. At least you have.
Yeah, it's a great problem to have.
Let me ask you, so tell us about the different exhibits and artifacts. So when somebody comes to the Monroe Museum, what can they expect? And the first thing I found out that you share with me in the break is that you don't charge admission. I guess you rely on donations. Am I right about that?
Right. We don't charge for anything we do. We don't charge to get in. We don't charge for the programs we do. I do history walks. We just depend on people to support us because they like what we do, and that's been successful for so far. And I would point out that today is Giving Tuesday, and we have on our Facebook page
a place for people to donate.
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah. So if you take a look at that. But right now, in the museum, we have I think 7 galleries, and I don't know how many exhibits in those galleries, but we've just added 2. Agriculture and Industry, which is a major gallery with probably 7 or 8 or more than that exhibits in it, and we have a portrait gallery that serves also as a meeting room, and we've been fortunate enough people have shared some nice portraits with us of people that are well known in Monroe and had a big influence on our town, and so those are exhibited around the walls in there. But
wow.
That leaves us room to have meetings or programs in there for probably about 40 people or so, and we're we'll soon have a big screen TV that we can use for those programs. Right now we use a projector and a screen.
Yeah. Marc McMain, our guest is Steve Brown, Monroe historian. If somebody comes to visit the museum, how much time should they allocate to that trip? Because I think you said there's 7 exhibits. Is that right?
7 galleries.
7 galleries. And so what is the theme of each gallery, and how much time should somebody set aside for this?
When you come in the door, you'll come into the Welcome Center first, and nice place to shop for Christmas. But the first part of the museum is the entrance gallery, and that is like a keynote gallery that has 2 people that probably did more for this town to preserve history than anybody else, and that's Anita Sams, who wrote our county history, Wayfarers in Walton, and E.M. Carnes, who was a photographer who lived here from right after 1900 into the 1950s and took pictures of everything. And luckily, Larry Witcher saved all of that, and there's a good story about how he came about doing that, and we have that on video on our Facebook page. You take a look at it. But we have a room full of antique photographic equipment. Now, all of this is not on display; it couldn't be, but and we have thousands of photographs and negatives that Larry pulled out from the basement of the Carnes house.
Wow.
That's where Malcolm and Malcolm Realty is located there.
So I wonder if people in that era, when he was taking the pictures, appreciated what he was doing at the time. And I say that because every time I'd go to visit my family in Mexico, I'd bring out my video camera to the point where everyone, I remember my mother-in-law would almost get irritated with me. And when I broke out all those videos on her last visit here, it brought her to tears, all the stuff that I'd captured. Video of her parents. And so I wonder if people in that epoch, in that time, really knew the value of what he was doing.
Well, I think all of us lack the appreciation we should have for things like that. But we put a lot of those pictures with just negatives. They probably hadn't been developed since Mr. Carnes took them back in the 20s, 30s, and 40s and gave a copy to the person in the photograph. But we have put those on Facebook and had dozens of people who would identify relatives and all, and they'd never seen that photograph before.
Just love it. Just fascinating. You had mentioned something, the history walks. Tell us about that. I didn't know that those go on.
Well, I just every now and then, I'll just walk around town and we'll talk about
kind of like a guided tour, if you will. Okay.
Yeah, I've got several that I've done multiple times, and I do some new ones every now and then.
Is that something that's scheduled, or is it impromptu, or
it's kind of scheduled? It's hard to schedule because you got to schedule around the weather.
Right.
I can do one tomorrow, but if I've got to let people know soon enough so that they can plan.
They can plan.
So that, and this time of year you have to schedule around Georgia games. But we usually have a pretty good crowd. And my most popular is Murder and Mayhem. Blood sells. And
unfortunately, it does.
There's some unbelievable stories that are true that have happened in our little town.
We've had a couple angry folk in Walton County. Yeah, they acted out, right?
Axe murders, and had a guy had his throat slit on Broad Street.
No.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
It's been a while.
Mercy. God. You said axe murder? We had an axe murder in Walton County?
Wow.
Yeah, sure did.
Good night. For somebody who wants to get involved, whether it be on the volunteer side, if they want to donate, if they want to contribute, you had mentioned the Facebook page. How do they find you? How do they get involved if you guys need some extra assistance?
Well, our Facebook page is our most up-to-date connection with the public, because we have new posts on there almost daily. And so the best way to get in touch would be to email or call me.
Okay.
And my cards are available at the museum. You can look on the Facebook page in my email.
And find your access there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Monroe Museum on Facebook. That's easy enough to find. Marc McMain Show, when we come back, more with Steve Brown as we learn about the history of Monroe.
Roll-Off Systems of Statham, they're on a roll. They offer dumpsters in all sizes, trash compactors, porta potties, and new combo cans. Existing sites are new building sites. Trash and waste disposal, it's their business. Locally owned and operated. Call Roll-Off Systems today. 770-725-ROLL. That's 770-725-ROLL. Or go to rolloffsystems.com.
If you're in the construction business, you're going to need a dumpster at some point in time, and that's why you need to call Atha Equipment Rental in Monroe, now offering 20 and 30-yard cans. Atha Equipment Rental now offers a complete line of landscape and construction equipment like tools, trenchers, floor sanders, jackhammers, and so much more, like rentals for your parties with tables, chairs, popcorn machines, Dunkin' booths, and more. Call Jason Atha at 770-207-6041. That's Atha Equipment Rental on East Spring Street in Monroe.
Are you considering selling your house or land, or perhaps find your dream home? Call Stacy McCullers, your trusted real estate expert. With 12 years of experience and a lifelong connection to Walton County, Stacy is here to help you every step of the way. Whether you're buying or selling, she's available anytime to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. Don't wait. Call today, 678-859-6336. A member of Malcolm & Malcolm Realty Professionals, Stacy McCullers, your realtor for life.
April Lynn here, inviting you to join me and Les Lane on December the 6th for a live remote broadcast at Patrick's in Covington from 10 until 1. There'll be lots of giveaways starting at 10:15 and a drawing every 15 minutes for a gift certificate for Patrick's merchandise. Real Country will be giving away Real Country t-shirts, tickets to Stone Mountain, and more. Be sure to check out the largest candy counter and fruit baskets and pecans located at 10285 Covington Bypass. We'll be live on location with Real Country.
The holiday season is here, and Boss Brothers has a whole lineup of fun events you and your pets won't want to miss. Start the season off with our pet vaccination clinic on Saturday, December 6th from 8:30 to noon. Then don't miss Ladies Night Out on Tuesday, December 9th from 5 to 8, where you can check out our boutique located right inside the feed store. And of course, it wouldn't be Christmas without Pictures with Farmer Santa on Saturday, December 13th from 9 a.m. to noon. Celebrate the season with us at Boss Brothers. Boss Brothers located at 3084 Highway 78 in Loganville.
Affordable housing is just around the corner at Cimarron Park. Cimarron Park is a mobile community located on Harry Arnold Road, just off of Highway 78 in Monroe, that offers 2 and 3 bedroom homes with spacious wooded lots, lit streets, and a family-friendly atmosphere. Some homes are for sale with available financing. Call James for all the details. 404-401-1068. That's 404-401-1068. Or go to CimarronPark.com.
Welcome back. Marc McMain Show. We're having a great conversation with Steve Brown. He's the historian at the Monroe Museum and the Historical Society of Walton County. Steve, we had to take a break earlier, and I kind of cut us off because there's a couple more exhibits or galleries at the museum you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I mentioned the agriculture and industry, which is our newest gallery, and we've gone up a step as far as technology in that gallery. We've got 5 touchscreen monitors in there that are like giant cell phones and hold an unbelievable amount of information where you can just touch the screen and search, basically anything you want to that has to do with agriculture or industry in Monroe and Walton.
That's fascinating. Yeah.
And we've had one touchscreen in the Girls Corps exhibit for several years, but the technology has improved a lot, and the price has come way down.
Has it? Yeah, yeah.
So that's added. Our big gallery has the story of the founding of Walton County and Monroe, and we have some land grant documents in there that are 200 years old. We have a document signed by President James Monroe and one by George Walton. And then we have an exhibit on the history of movies in Monroe. And Dexter and Sam Adams did a lot of research and put together a great exhibit on Revolutionary soldiers and other veterans from early wars that are buried in Walton County. And that's an outstanding thing to take a look at. And we have a section of that gallery called Notables that spotlights people that were born, raised, or whatever here in Monroe that have gone on to make an influence on a lot of folks. I'd mention one of those, and these folks, I'd say most people don't know anything about them. Mary Cresswell, who graduated from Johnson Institute here in Monroe, went on to become the first female to receive a degree from the University of Georgia.
Wow.
And the first female dean. She was dean of the School of Home Economics. And,
wow. Yeah.
Well, I can't think of the others, but there's about 5 or 6, and we rotate those as time goes by.
I love that.
Let me mention Eleanor Ison Franklin, who was not born here, but she moved here as a young child with her family. Both of her parents were educators. She graduated from what then was called the Monroe Colored High School, and she graduated at the age of 14. She was the valedictorian of her class. She went on to graduate with honor from Spelman College and wound up as the president of the medical school at Howard University
That's
in
impressive.
Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
The first female medical school president in the United States of any race.
From Monroe.
From Monroe.
I love it.
Yeah. And there are others,
That is fantastic. Do the schools take advantage of this? I would assume that they hold field trips there where they can do an educational day.
We have quite a few field trips that come through there from all the schools in this area, and some a little further. We've had Montessori schools, I think, from Newton County to come over, and we have adult groups also, neighborhood groups, and we do programs with the civic clubs and church groups also. So
Just
happy
love
to
it.
do that anytime.
Marc McMain, our guest, is Steve Brown, Monroe historian. Let's kind of walk through just what we'll, we don't have to go too fast, but take us from the origins, the earliest time in Monroe. And there's a couple notes I've taken, so a couple things I want to hit on as we do this. But give us the background, give us the formation of Walton County and Monroe. Tell us about that.
Well, the Walton County was founded, so to speak, in 1818, and it was, of course, originally Indian land, Native American land, and there were the 3 counties that were chartered that year were Walton, George Walton, Lyman Hall, and Bud Gwinnett.
Yep.
3 signers of the Declaration of Independence, and there was kind of a controversy about where the county seat was going to be when the county was first founded, and it seemed that it was going to wind up at what was called Cowpens at the time. I think we call that area Panel. Most people do nowadays. But there was a guy over in Morgan County that was keeping his cows there, and he built some pens for them, and so it came to be known Cowpens. But and there was some influential people that lived down there. Not many people know this, but there's a house at Cowpens where Governor Colquitt, Governor Howell Cobb, and George Hillier, who went on to become the mayor of Atlanta. All 3 of those people lived in that house at one time.
Wow.
And probably the most historical structure in Walton County. But anyway, as things turned out, there, like I say, influential people there, but in Monroe, they had Walton County, they used a land lottery to populate the county, and you drew for 250 acres. And a gentleman drew, I think, land lot 64, which was downtown Monroe, but he didn't want to move here. He was happy where he was. And so a gentleman named Elijah Betts bought that 250 acres from him. And Elijah Betts turned around and gave 50 acres to the town. Monroe's original name was Spring Place.
Huh.
And that's the springs down behind the library today. You can walk down and see it. But so he gave that 50 acres to the town. I charged him $1, I believe. And he also gave land for the Baptist church and for the old Baptist cemetery too, where his mother is buried. But that 50 acres kind of sealed the deal, because the town could turn around and divide that into town lots and sell those off and grow money for the.
And back at that time, would there have been even dirt roads that came into town, or what did it look like back then?
Well, there was Broad Street was there, but Broad Street was known as Rogues Road because there was a guy named Murrell. I can't remember his first name, but he was a horse thief, and he brought his horses up and down that trail. It went south to Social Circle, where it joined Hightower Trail, which was a major Native American trail.
Okay.
But and that was there, and there were, you can go back and look at the roads and streets that we have today, and some of them have gone through several name changes. Washington Street for years was Pearl Street, and other streets like that. But yeah, there were some roads, and there were probably log cabins, here and there, but
right.
Nothing organized. But once he gave that 50 acres of land, they kind of anchored the downtown area, and they sold off those town lots. Lot 19 and 20 were to be where the courthouse and the jail were, and they were. Not many people know, but what we call the historic courthouse is actually the fourth courthouse.
Is it really? Okay, yeah.
The first one was, they paid a guy $50 to build a 2-story log building, and that sufficed from 21, I think, until 1823 when they built the first brick courthouse. And those, I'm fairly certain, were closer to Broad Street than the one we have now. The one we have now was built behind the one that preceded it.
$50 barely gets you lunch in downtown Monroe now, Steve. $50 doesn't do what it used to. That's for sure.
That's for sure. But, and it was a 2-story courthouse, which is a lot. But so
are there any photos of that? Is anybody archived that, or is that?
We don't have any photos of any of the courthouses prior to the 1883 courthouse.
Gotcha.
There's a photograph of a group of Confederate veterans that are sitting in front of a building that I can't identify, and I think that could possibly be the courthouse that preceded the one, the 1883.
Interesting. I find that fascinating. You had mentioned earlier 8 governors that had either come from or resided here at some point. Tell us about that.
Okay, if you think I'm going to rattle off the name of all,
you don't have them in your back pocket with your Constitution.
I can tell you the ones that were born.
Yeah,
and that was Henry McDaniel, of course, of McDaniel-Titchener House, and his cousin Clifford Walker, who lived across the street. And I tell people all the time, if you go stand over there on McDaniel Street, you're standing in the only place on earth you can stand between 2 governors' mansions.
Yeah, think about that.
I'm going to keep saying that
until
somebody proves me wrong. we have 7 Georgia governors and those 2 and Governor Colquitt were all born. Those 3 were born here.
Born in Walton County.
Governor Colquitt was born where Scoop's Ice Cream Parlor is now. And
wow.
Henry McDaniel was born on his grandfather's farm. I don't know where Clifford Walker was born, but Clifford Walker graduated from Johnson Institute with Mary Cresswell.
Wow. Yeah.
But anyway, those, and then there are others that came and went. They were here for a while, practiced law, whatever, and went on. Let me see. The 8th governor is actually Richard Hubbard, who was born on the Social Circle Highway and moved with his family to Texas, where he became governor of Texas.
Okay.
So we have 7 Georgia governors and 1 governor of Texas.
There's something in the water out here, Chastity, in Walton County.
Well, if you go, I mean, there are a lot of other people that were prominent in politics and things like that lived here for a while and then moved on. James Jackson, I believe, was the Chief Justice of the Georgia Supreme Court. Lived here for a while. George Napier, lived where the Episcopal Church is, and he was the Attorney General for the state of Georgia. We had 2 Attorney Generals.
It's just impressive the amount of leadership that came from this area.
There are three former presidents of Mercer University that lived here. One of them, Rufus Harris, was born and raised here. The other 2 moved here.
Yeah, impressive. Marc McMain Show, our guest is Steve Brown, Monroe historian. Steve, let me ask you, are there any significant historical events that you think that took place that kind of shaped Monroe's trajectory? Anything outside of what we've been discussing?
Well, moving forward from the founding of Monroe, in the early days, it was always an agricultural community, and cotton was king.
Right.
And so, talking about historical events, the arrival of the boll weevil was very significant in our history. Walton County would lead the state, or at least be in the top 3 cotton-producing counties in the state year after year after year, and the boll weevil had a devastating effect on that, not just for us, all over the South, all over anywhere that they grew cotton. And it took a long time to get over that. When I was young, you didn't see cotton anywhere.
So it just decimated the crop.
Right.
Yeah.
And nowadays, there's a good bit of cotton growing around here.
Yeah. You make it right out of the studio. See you right here. Marc McMain, our guest, is Steve Brown, historian for the Monroe Museum and the Historical Society of Walton County. When we come back, more as we continue this journey on the history of Walton County.
I'm Dutch Guest, Republican for State House, and I approve this message.
I'm Houston Gaines.
And this is Marcus Wiedauer.
We've got a few things in common.
Like we both graduated from UGA.
Go Dogs, and we both represented parts of Clark and Oconee in the State House.
And we both passed some strong conservative legislation.
Mine were definitely more conservative.
Debatable. But one thing that isn't up for debate, we both beat radical Democrats to keep these districts red.
And now it's Dutch's turn.
He's the only Republican in this special election, and he needs our help.
I'm Houston Gaines, and I'm supporting Dutch Guest for State House.
Supporting? That's nice, Houston. I'm Marcus Wiedauer, and I endorse Dutch Guest for State House.
Why do you always try to one-up me?
Well, I'm not the one running for Congress.
Thanks, fellas. I'm Dutch Guest, Republican candidate for State House District 121. It's no secret the radical left is coming after this seat. Let's show them they messed with the wrong district. Early voting is underway, and Election Day is December 9th. Vote Republican, vote Dutch Guest. Paid for by Elect Dutch Guest, Inc.
Leadfoot Mulching and Grading offers land clearing, hauling of gravel and sand, and more. And now offering screen topsoil for the farmer or homeowner. Asphalt paving and more. No job is too big or small. Locally owned and operated, it's Leadfoot Mulching and Grading, serving all of North Georgia. Fair prices and great customer service. Phone 404-909-5227 or go to leadfootmulching.com.
If you're selling or buying a home, you should call AMPM Septic to inspect your septic tank. This could save you on costly repairs. AMPM pumps your tank, fixes septic alarms, drain lines. They can fix any problem you're having with your septic tank. Call 770-231-7979. They do inspection letters. AMPM is family owned and operated, licensed and insured company. Call David for all your septic needs. 770-231-7979.
Hey, this is Doug.
And this is Robbie.
We own and operate Foy Tree Service.
When you need tree cutting, stump grinding, lot clearing, mulching, firewood, and more, call Foy Tree Service.
Serving Morgan County and surrounding area since 1987.
With top quality service and fair prices, we take pride in our work, and we do everything to make sure that you are a happy customer.
That's Foy Tree Service. Call us at 706-342-8733.
That's 706-342-TREE.
It's already that time of year. Time to start thinking about what you're going to gift your office staff, clients, and relatives spread out all across the country for the holidays. Well, the only real option is to go with Stone Mountain Pecan Company. Everybody appreciates the gift of high-quality pecans, walnuts, almonds, and cashews. How about some coffee and dried fruit, too? It's all online at stonemountainpecan.com, or make a family trip of it to their country store on Highway 78 in Monroe. Stone Mountain Pecan. Eat well, be happy.
And welcome back to the Marc McMain Show. We're yapping in between. Lost track of where we were, Chastity. We're getting a history lesson as we go.
It's so fun.
It's great.
I love this.
It is a lot of fun. Our guest is Steve Brown, Monroe historian. Steve, let's talk about something fun real quick, and then I'm going to shift gears because we're going to continue our journey through Walton County's history. You told me that the very first Christmas parade was in the early 50s for Monroe. Is that right?
Yeah. I think 52. It might be 53. I'm not absolutely certain.
So the next Christmas parade is coming up this Thursday. Do you know, has it gone every year since it started, or do they take some years off?
It's been one every year.
Yeah.
It's gone, north some years, south some years. But
They got 77 entries this year, so it's going to be a big parade.
Huge.
Real big parade. Let's talk about changes that have taken place in Monroe over the last several decades. What have you seen or what have you studied in your efforts in being a historian that maybe impacted the trajectory of this town?
Well, I think we've been very fortunate in a lot of ways with the people that we've had to work in saving our town and promoting our town.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of small towns like ours that are just, wasting away.
Yeah.
There's no business there. There's no vitality
Right.
to the downtown area, and that's just not true in Monroe. I mean, we have thousands of people here all the time, and we've been fortunate in the folks that we've had that lead that, our Downtown Development Authority and people that work with them in the city of Monroe. The city of Monroe's been great. Well, first of all, they gave us the building that we're in. We pay a very small fee, supposedly for utilities for that, but they, anything we have that needs fixing or anything like that, they do it.
Well, this is a treasure. It's a treasure for Walton County. Have you met
We
any?
think we're worth it.
Well, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. Have you met any what I would call, say, your counterparts in other communities? Is there like a historian for Watkinsville, for Greensboro, for the different towns in our listener area?
Well, I follow a lot of local historical societies or museums and things that, especially in Georgia, that are doing basically the same thing we're doing, and I try to support them. They have on their Facebook pages, they have posts sometimes that are relevant to what we're doing.
So things that you can collaborate on.
Right,
yeah.
right, and they're interesting, and so I think we help one another because we have a lot of those that chime in on our posts too.
Well, one of the most beautiful parts of Georgia are the small towns, right?
Yeah,
and I think, in my opinion, we're known best for our small towns than we are for our big cities. It's these quaint areas. We call Monroe a small town still, but in the grand scheme of things of where we are geographically, especially our listener area, Monroe is one of the bigger towns. But you have smaller towns like Rutledge. You got Good Hope right down the street that they've done a good job archiving some of their history there.
Good Hope's got Moena Michael.
That's right.
And Moena Michael's probably the most well-known Walton County citizen that we have. So.
Well, and we had the mayor on, and he shared with us some of the history. So that's the real treasure is these small towns and what they have. And so to see people archiving this and tracking it and doing what you guys are doing is such a blessing. But one thing that hit me when we're talking about this is, think about this, Steve. Think about how difficult life was, because you were talking a second ago in the break about they held court in a barn back in the early days off of Pennell Road, was it? Did you say?
Yeah, somewhere down around that crossroads down there.
So think about the logistics of executing an event like that. So whether it was a hearing or a trial, and how much we take for granted the technology at our disposal today. And I'm not talking just about automobiles and computers, but just everything that we've got to just make things happen with a push of a button or a stroke of a pen. Things happen and we're on our way. Back then, just having an event like that was a massive undertaking.
Right. One of the most interesting things that I've run up on when I'm doing all this is the railroad in Monroe and Walton County. The railroad was a lifeline, until the cars and trucks came along, and it was 1880 something before the railroad ever got to Monroe. The railroad ran through Social Circle to Atlanta, I think from 1840 something. So we were 40 years later before we got a railroad. And the ironic thing was that once the railroad came from Social Circle to Monroe, the Gainesville Midland Railroad, which was the Gainesville Jefferson Southern Railroad at that time, came from the north into Monroe, but it had a narrow gauge track. And so once you got to Monroe, you couldn't just go to Social Circle and hit the Georgia Railroad, which was the main railroad.
Yeah.
You had to take everything off of the narrow gauge train and put it
And get on a different train.
the standard gauge to go from Monroe to Social Circle. So, but that finally corrected itself, I think, in 1914. They got everything to standard. But before the railroad came to Monroe, we just had a really slack time after the Civil War. Things were, of course, trying to recover, and you went through Reconstruction and all that. But the railroad was just made the difference. Once that railroad got here, we built 2 cotton mills. We had numerous cotton gins. We opened banks, and the town just in the 1890s, I think 1896, we received a city charter, which was much more significant than the town charter we had and enabled us to really form a city government that had some some strength behind it that could do some good and all.
Is there any data or history on who the earliest settlers were, whether it be European settlers in Walton County, say some of the first families or people that moved here, or is that obscure?
Well, I mentioned Elijah Betts, and there were a lot of people here before him, but he, of course, is the one that...
What year would that have been?
Well, he got here in the early 1820s.
Okay.
And he stayed. He was a postmaster at one time, and he was a merchant and all this, that, and the other. And then in 1836, he lost his mind and moved to Gwinnett County. But there was another guy, Nehemiah Johnson, who had, the story goes, came here on a mule from New England. And he, just had what he had on his mule. That was it. But he wound up buying Elijah Betts' home and business, which sat at the corner of Washington Street and Broad. And he did very well. He was a house painter when he started, but he went in and became a merchant and accumulated a fairly significant estate. And then during the Civil War, 1863, he became very ill. And it was obvious he was going to pass away, and the laws of the Confederacy would not let him send his money back north to his family.
Interesting, yeah.
And so he gave it to education and started a fund to educate underprivileged children, and that's where Johnson Institute, which probably a significant number of our listeners went to school, because the Johnson Institute opened, I think, in 1864 and was a part of the Monroe school system up, I guess, into the 1980s.
And that was from his philanthropical efforts. Yeah. Think of that.
Well, actually, the fund still exists, though.
Wow. You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. Our guest is Steve Brown, Monroe historian. Steve, let me ask you this. What would you say are some of the lesser told or lesser known stories about Monroe that you believe, deserve more attention, a little more limelight? Anything that any story that jumps out at you that you think is intriguing or interesting?
Well, I mentioned the folks that have lived here that people don't know about, don't realize that they were here or did what, and some of the governors that lived here went on to do great things, so to speak. Governor McDaniel's administration built the state capitol in Atlanta, and he also opened Georgia Tech. We can forgive him for that, but
could have been worse. He could have went to Alabama.
Yeah, there you go. That's things like that. But a lot of the things that are significant that people don't know are the folks that have lived here and what they've done for this town and actually outside of this town. I mentioned one more, and that's Michael Greer, who was born and raised here and went on to become a world-renowned interior designer. He decorated rooms in the White House for President Eisenhower and Kennedy.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And had a studio on Fifth Avenue in New York where he had all these well-known celebrities and all his clients, and just a little Monroe boy.
Monroe is the who's who of people that have gotten things done, Chastity.
And still today.
That's right. Not much has changed. Steve, let me ask you, in the last few minutes that we have remaining for this interview, and you've done a great job. I appreciate all the intro, of the information that you're sharing with us. When somebody comes to the museum, what are your hopes that people take away? And again, I think we talked about it earlier. Is the average visit time an hour? Is it 2 hours that people spend at the museum? Is 2 hours enough to take it all in, would you say?
No. You could spend 2 days there.
Really?
And you know, I've mentioned some of the galleries, but we've got the Girls Corps Gallery. We've got a gallery for the governors. We've got a 2-room gallery for the military gallery for veterans, and stories about people from Walton and Monroe who participated in different wars and all, and that's fascinating. But there's a lot to see. There's a lot to take in, and you could go and spend an hour, and really what you would do is see what you want to come back and look at later.
Just plan your next trip is what you're doing. Right. But if somebody goes there, what are you hoping they take from it?
Well, what I mentioned is the stories. Looking at the people who make up our community and who have been of importance or made a significant contribution to what Monroe is today, and we've tried our best to make that available and hope people take advantage of it. But I tell you, there's a lot of people who don't even know we have a museum.
No, and that's what I'm saying. It's kind of a too well-kept secret, and that's why we got you on here to let people know about it. Madison kind of has the claim to fame that they have the old antebellum homes, many that have been preserved from the Vietnam, the Confederate War, the Civil War era. Do we have anything like that kind of compares to what Madison has? Any homes of significance that have maintained their architectural constitution?
Yeah, we've got the McDaniel-Titchener house, Governor McDaniel built, and it's been remodeled by his cousin, but it's a very significant home. And the Davis Edwards house, which dates to the 1830s, Stephen Felker's home, which is behind Scoops, where I mentioned Kim Smith, who, if you come to the museum and see anything, Kim Smith's the one that thought it up, put it together.
Yeah.
My mouth runs all the time, but she runs the museum and does a fantastic job. But we have probably well over 200 houses in Monroe that are over 100 years old. Most of them are private. Well, most all of them are private residences.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Well, people remember the things that have been torn down, but a couple of years ago I tried to do a post about all the 100-year-old houses we still have. And there's a lot of them. If you look down Church Street, Walton Street, and those places, we have a lot of beautiful homes there.
And what about historical sites that you recommend people come see? So outside of the museum, areas of interest that maybe are not a home, but just any historical sites that come to mind that people, if they visit Walton County, they should go see?
Well, the museum, of course, and the houses I mentioned, the McDaniel-Titchener house is open, for tours. The Davis Edwards house is open sometime, and William Harris Homestead, which is north of town between us and Wanda, that's a fantastic thing, and they have Heritage Days up there where they have a lot of.
I've driven by that, but I've never stopped in. What's going on there? Tell us about that.
I mean, it's a homestead, is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
What it is. The Harris family's been there for I don't know how long, longer than 100 years, and the patriarch of that family was a Revolutionary veteran. He's buried there, but they at least once a year they have a weekend where they bring in artisans that do different skills and things. One that comes to my mind, I watched a guy shear a sheep. I've never seen anything like that. So it's a learning experience. And,
yeah. No, that's fantastic. And finally, if somebody wants to get involved, if they want to help out, whether it be a contribution or volunteer, we talked about volunteers. Sometimes they want to get involved, but they find out the complexity of archiving data, and that's a daunting task. But what opportunities are there for people to help?
Well, that one you mentioned, it's not really a daunting task. It's really a tedious task, and it just takes somebody that's willing to sit down and do it. But yeah, we'd love to talk with anybody about volunteering, and you can find my email address on the Facebook page and contact me. The phone number at the museum is my phone number. So Either one of those things.
Best way to find you is through the Facebook page, though.
Yeah.
Monroe Museum Facebook
Right.
page, okay.
And I would mention our hours. The museum's open Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 6, and it's open on Saturday from 10 to 4.
So what that means, Chastity, when we set up to do our remote on Thursday night for the Monroe Christmas Parade, we get there a little bit early and go stick our nose in and do a little museum tour.
I want a behind-the-scenes tour.
As Steve was saying in the break, that maybe he could give you like a little,
I would love that.
the items that didn't quite make it to prime time that he keeps down in the cellar.
Right. Let's do it.
Great stuff.
Yeah, you may have to pay an extra fee for that though, because that's the
okay.
secret tour.
That's okay. It goes to a good cause.
Yeah,
That's right.
no, that's excellent. Well, Steve, thank you so much for joining us today. Very
Thank
informative.
you for having me.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed this.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
We've learned a lot, and it sounds like we've only learned the tip of the iceberg, so there's more to do, and I do look forward to going and spending more time there. I've been in the museum, but I haven't really dug deep.
Yeah.
You know, you go in there, you look at it, you appreciate it, and you're proud of it because it's in your hometown, but I think there's
a lot of hard work.
we need to go there and have a session, and then I'm going to have a quiz for everybody
There
at the
you go.
station.
Let's do it. That'd be fun.
You're listening to the Marc McMain Show. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be back on tomorrow at noon. Who's our guest tomorrow, Chastity?
We've got Vernon Jones.
Okay, Vernon Jones running for Secretary of State.
And Dutch guest.
Dutch guest running for House Seat 121. Okay, good deal.
Good show.
Yep. Until then, everybody stay safe.